Christopher Columbus was an explorer from Italy. He is famous for finding new lands across the ocean. He was born in 1451 in Genoa, a city known for its ships and sailors. From a young age, Columbus looked out at the sea and dreamed of adventure. Columbus lived in a time when Europeans wanted spices from the east. These spices made food taste better and were very expensive. Columbus had an idea. He believed he could reach the east by sailing west across the Atlantic Ocean. He thought the world was round, smaller than it actually is. Columbus presented his plan to many kings and queens, seeking money for his voyage. Finally, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain agreed to support his journey. Columbus was a determined and ambitious man. He was driven by a thirst for knowledge and a desire to find a new sea route to the east. He spent years studying maps, reading books about travel and talking to sailors who had been to faraway places. He was also a skilled sailor and navigator. He knew how to read the stars and use the wind to guide his ships. Columbus was a devout Christian, and his faith played a role in his voyages. He believed that God had chosen him to spread Christianity to new lands. However, Columbus was also known for being stubborn and ruthless. He could be cruel to the native people he encountered on his voyages. He was driven by a desire for gold and riches, which blinded him to the suffering he caused. In August 1492, Columbus set sail from Spain. He had 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. The journey was long and dangerous. The sailors were afraid of sailing into the unknown. They faced storms, hunger, and disease. For weeks, they saw nothing but water. The sailors grew restless and wanted to turn back. But Columbus encouraged them to keep going. He promised them gold and riches if they reached the Indies. On October 12, 1492, a sailor named Rodrigo de Triana spotted land. Columbus had reached an island in the Caribbean Sea. He called it San Salvador, which means Holy Savior. Columbus believed he had reached the East Indies, but he had actually discovered a new continent, America. Section 4. Land Ahoy! The New World Unveiled. Columbus explored the islands of the Caribbean, including Cuba and Hispaniola, which are now known as Haiti and the Dominican Republic. He met the native people, who he called Indians because he thought he was in India. The native people were friendly and welcoming to Columbus and his crew. They shared their food and showed them their way of life. Columbus was impressed by the beauty of the islands and the kindness of the people. He claimed the lands for Spain and took possession of them in the name of the king and queen. Columbus returned to Spain a hero. He brought back gold, spices, and stories of the new lands he had discovered. He made 3 more voyages to the Americas, exploring more islands and the coast of South America. Section 5. Columbus's enduring legacy. Columbus's voyages changed the world forever. They opened up the Americas to European exploration, colonization, and trade. His discoveries had a profound impact on the course of history, leading to the exchange of goods, ideas, and people between the Eastern and Western hemispheres. However, we now recognize the complexities of his legacy. While his voyages were remarkable feats of navigation and exploration, they also marked the beginning of European colonialism in the Americas. This led to the exploitation of native populations, the destruction of their cultures, and the transatlantic slave trade. Today, Columbus is a controversial figure. Some people still celebrate him as a hero and a visionary. Others criticize him for his role in the conquest and exploitation of the Americas. It is important to remember both the positive and negative aspects of his legacy and to learn from the past as we move forward.